fans. It is Friday, and we are getting started late. Hey, Sandswift, and thank you as well for your help, of course. Sandswift is offered to loan me some equipment for Gen Con upcoming. We appreciate that. Sometimes I'm just overwhelmed by the support that we get. Like, I'm just so grateful for our community. Not to get all sentimental on you all, but people just give us stuff like art, miniatures, code, suggestions, ideas. I bought cameras from people, 3D printed stuff. It's really, really great. And I hope I'm not the only person in the community that gets that kind of support. I mean, and I'm happy to give it back. You know, I've participated in like play testing sessions and stuff, which is hard because we always want to be streaming and then we're doing a play test at the same time. But it's like, hey, you know, pay it forward. So it's really cool. So thank you all. You know who you are. So Glasgow, those dice on the screen, are you able to take a look at it and tell me what you think? Does that look serviceable?
Yeah, so I can see it on the Discord chat, and I can also see it on the screen, and it looks perfectly good. Looks really clear.
All right, thanks, Ribby. We're not going to be rolling that many dice, but just gives you an idea. Yeah, so we have some new colors in there. We've got the Dreadveil dice. We've got, so all you people who couldn't get copies, which is most of you. There they are.
So you're showing up all your Dreadveil dice right there.
Yep. That's how many I actually have. Just kidding. Yeah, DD Dice doesn't have an option for translucent dice yet, so they're just in like pastel colors. Yeah, and if you roll that many dice, they kind of pile up on each other. But yeah, these movement dice are the new ones. So it's HQ move 2, for example, that'd be 2 red D6, or HQ move 2 blue for 2 blue D6. They're exactly the same. They just see. I don't know why sometimes the dice are cockeyed like that. That's weird. I mean, that doesn't happen if you're just rolling them in a flat surface. Nice. But see, there we can get dice rolls. Yeah. 2 black, 2 green. So yeah, thank you to Ribby for that and for fixing it in short notice there. It was a big deal to add the movement dice. So tonight we're playing Crypt of Perpetual Darkness. This is Joe Manganiello's Mythic proprietary quest pack, as many of you know. And we've got all kinds of things going on. I'm just having to put the finishing touches on the board. So thank you all for your patience. I guess it's going to be more of a chat tonight than a full-fledged game, but we definitely have some game in us. If you're still game, pardon the pun there, Glasgow. You want to play some Hero Quest tonight?
Still game. You know that reference. That's a really applied reference there.
Is it?
Yeah. I thought you intended that. Oh. Still game. Okay, never mind. Ignore me.
Yeah, I'll have to look it up later. It's like, oh, that's what he was talking about. Yeah. I mean, I reference a lot of things, but sometimes I reference things without realizing it too. So. Okay. So it looks like I've got a goblin I can move. It is Zargon's turn, so it's like, wow, he's taken forever for his turn. What is this up with this guy? Oh yeah, we had someone playing as the druid last time. So are you going to be taking control of all 4 heroes this time?
Oh, crikey.
See, help the poor guy out.
It's a lot of admin right there.
See, that's the secret to success. You start playing, and it's like as you're struggling, people are like, oh, I better help that guy out. You know, I'll just hop in for, you know, what's the harm? You know. Well, to make it a little easier, we could just put the little torches to take the place of the characters that we're not using until such time, if those people show up. So we'll take the barbarian and the druid.
Yeah, maybe I could do elf, wizard, and wolf companion or something. Keep it simple.
Okay. Well, we do have the druid in bear form. I don't know if that's your cup of tea. And there's a knight. And I've already got a list of people who want me to pick up specific things for them at Gen Con, which I'll just say I will do my best. That's all I can promise. And as far as exchanging like information, mailing things out, paying for shipping and all that, we'll have to work out those details later. But I do have...
Yeah, my current project is Power Dice.
Oh, nice. You're making some?
No, I'm not making some. No, I'm just trying to gradually pick up what I can on likes of Etsy. But I don't want a mishmash of different sizes and things. So I'm just wanting to kind of work out what I want. And I spent some time yesterday. Actually, I involved some of my friends because they have got the statistical know-how. I was interested in comparing probabilities of some of these power dice because some of them have like double skulls and stuff, and so for example, if you've got the set of black dice that we use, which have the four skulls, the four single skulls, but then you also have sets of power dice which have like two sides with single skulls and one other side with a double skull, and it's like, okay, so
which is better, or
how do they compare? Which of those sets is better? And like on average, if you roll a single dice, it's like your expected number of skulls is the same, but over rolling a number of these dice, the distributions are different. Even though on average they're the same, so it's quite interesting. So I involved a couple of my computer science friends who were able to generate some probabilities for me. But yeah, that's just a total side project.
Well, it's interesting.
I found a couple of Etsy sellers who are making some of these. So I want them in the new style. I want the size of the dice to be in the new style and also with the new style symbols, so they're consistent with the game that I'm playing.
Yeah, I still prefer the classic dice, but practically speaking, I have like many versions. So most of the dice I have round corners and the classic symbols, but I do also have some now that are from Etsy in the new style. And I'm always leery of getting things like that because the quality varies so much, and the amount, the prices they charge for these things are sometimes absolutely ridiculous. But I don't think I got taken advantage of. It was all right.
Well, what I got so far, I've not got any power dice yet at all, but I'm looking at them. And what I did get was some more sets of coloured dice of the same distributions, just basic dice but different colours.
Oh yeah.
Because I had, I had the basic set which I use as the evil wizard player, but then I've got my four players. I wanted them to have different coloured dice just so we could keep track of whose dice was whose. So we had
throwing stuff everywhere.
The frozen horror dice. Yeah, so we had the frozen horror dice, the Spirit Queen's Torment dice, the Prophecy of Talor dice, but then I bought another set because that's all we had. So I bought one more set, which the Warlock uses, the red dice. But they're all just basic dice. There's no difference. But as I say, I'm trying to get hold of some power dice to incorporate into, leveling up or improved weapons or whatever. I'd like my dwarf, for example, to have one or two power dice in there with his roll when he's using a battle axe, for example.
That'd be cool. I've read some of those websites that go into like absurd detail about some of the dice and probabilities and all that, and what I gathered from it was, really, to be the most fair, you should just have one set of dice that everybody uses. So even if the dice are quote-unquote unfair, like they're not, like the corners are slightly, imperfect or whatever, because there's always microscopic issues and wind speed and sweaty hands and all that stuff. But it's like, unless you're a casino and you're changing out the dice every hour or whatever, and they got the sharp corners, and you're throwing them against the side of the table, and everybody's watching. Like, unless you're doing that, you just have one set of dice. But then again, Hero Quest is not a gambling thing. It's not a tournament game. It's for fun. And I know with D&D players, you have all your dice superstitions people have. You know, the gambler's fallacy really is true. It's like, just because you rolled great 100 times in a row doesn't mean you're going to roll great on the 101st time. You know, and
that's right, and it doesn't even make it more likely that you will.
No, not at all. But people believe stuff, and it's just, some of it's kind of fun. I think it's like, hey, if you're just don't take it so seriously that you get screwed over.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but and some people do cheat at these games, and it's like, why would you do that? It's for fun. Don't even do that. But some people do it. They take it too seriously. And it is true, like D&D players, they love to have their special dice. So like everybody's got their own set. There's some appeal to that.
Well, of course, all of those probabilities do assume mathematical perfection on the geometry of the dice. Of course, because in reality that wouldn't happen.
The symbols should be painted on, even though we prefer inscribed. It's like, because some designs take more of the material out of one side of the dice, so like it's heavier on the other side, and
all that
nonsense. So it's like, oh man.
Yeah, in fact, it makes me kind of want to. I would be much too mean to pay anyone, but for someone to do 10,000 trials and just check that you get the expected frequency approximately for your 10,000 rolls.
Right.
That's close enough.
Yeah. Okay, just want to address some of the comments here. So love the new dice. Yeah, and these are all based on real dice that you can really buy that are available. But yeah, all the colors other than the Avalon Hill has released some of their own colors, but the probabilities are the same. It's just, it's like transparent green, orange, blue, and then the Dreadveil dice, which are the fancy ones, which are really hard to get. But the dice that we're showing that have like multiple skulls on one side or extra shields or whatever, those are ones that fans have been making since probably like the early 2000s. And lots of hobbyists like sell online. Places like Etsy or the German site, Spielwaren Saloon. And you can get ones that are inscribed with like laser etched or 3D printed ones, or resin or wood, or there's probably metal out there somewhere, plastic, painted, or every variation, square corners, round corners, whatever you want. Somebody has come up with your version of it. And there's transparent ones now too, translucent. I think at first the ones that you were seeing on Etsy, like they were really cheap looking, like they just had stamped the images on. And then you started to get ones that were pretty good quality. The ones that I've got, like, they look just as good as the official ones, except with some of them you can tell that it's like somebody just put the colors on with a paintbrush. It's not like... So I did this test a while back because I was trying to paint the... This is really silly, but I do it. I was trying to change the pips on the movement dice from white to like shiny gold, because to me that's what HeroQuest movement dice look like, with the shiny gold.
That's a noble mission.
Yeah. So I had these cheap dice that I bought off Amazon for like a couple bucks, like red movement dice, and I threw those in a plastic jar with Super Clean, which is one of these chemicals you can get that loosens the paint without damaging the plastic. Anyway, I threw those in, and like the water, the chemical got cloudy like right away. And that stuff was gone like in a couple hours. The official Hasbro dice, I put them in there and I soaked it for like a week. Nothing. I put it in stronger chemicals. Nothing. I mean, I was like, I took that thing out with rubber gloves on, of course. I was like scrubbing it with an old toothbrush. Don't reuse the toothbrush. I was scrubbing it. I was putting it in alcohol. I was doing all this stuff. Like that paint was just practically bonded to the plastic. So Hasbro takes themselves very seriously with their dice. Like, they're not kidding around. That stuff is hard coat, like stronger than any enamel. I don't know what they use, but it's just really, really tough. Now compare that to Board Games Maker. I got some dice. I really shouldn't have done this. They're like $4 a die, and I got like the symbols printed on there, the printing like cracked and crumbled and broke off within like a few days. It was really terrible. I was like, oh man.
Yeah, it's not so good.
Yeah. So if you're gonna get dice, get them inscribed. But anyway, eventually I did get. They have these gold pens that they sell. That they're not quite 100% like chrome, like the Molotov silver chrome. That stuff is expensive, but it's really great. It's like a mirror. This is really, really close, but it's gold, and I was appreciative of how it looked. So I insisted on with Ribby's dice. It's like if we're gonna have gold pips, they got to be like really shiny. So we took like photographs of actual like gold stuff, and cut it out, and so it's actually a decal. It looks really good, I think. Yeah. So thanks, Ribby. So we fixed the size of the dice. Bad physics engine. Proprietary as hell. Holy crap, proprietary. Working with Gen Con customer support right now to get 9 a.m. first flight tickets. Yes. So that's the thing. We, at Gen Con, we had gotten our tickets for Jungles of Delthrak. Because at that time, nobody had it yet. And it was like, oh, this is your first chance. Be among the first, other than UK Gaming Expo, to play this expansion. Live with the Avalon Hill team. And it's like, oh, great. And then it came out, and many of us got it shipped, and it was like here really, really early. So then they quickly added all these HeroQuest First Light sessions. But then it's like, okay, you've already ordered your tickets. The tickets have already been mailed to you. Now you've got to walk in with your old tickets, and so thank you, Ribby, for working that out. Yeah, they make you go through this weird process where you got to like, I guess, take a video of yourself like cutting the ticket in half. It's like, oh man, I hope this isn't a prank. Like, I hope you're really going to give me a refund on this. Because just think, they give you store credit, and it's like, okay, I don't get to use this for a whole another year. Like, assuming I'm coming back, it's like, that's no good. But it's not their fault. It's Avalon Hill's fault because they switched the events. Now, you would hope that they'd be good guys and just be like, you come in with the ticket, and it's like, oh, you changed the event. Well, can I have it? Can you switch it on for me? But then that isn't fair. What if they sell out that event, and somebody else got in, and it's like, okay, well, they have to serve that person first. But it's like somebody gets screwed over. So I don't like that. But oh well, maybe next time I'll just get my tickets digitally. Took a picture of the cut ticket. Yeah. See, what you need to do is just take like a big piece of masking tape, wrap it around, and like try to take it in there and use it. Like, no. Yep. Okay. Well, all right. So this is the Crypt of Perpetual Darkness, and we've got Glasgow, and looks like Glasgow, you may be our sole hero tonight. So you want to take the elf and the wizard?
Yep, let's do it. Elf and wizard.
Okay. Sounds good. And we'll clip things out. I do have to do a bunch of chores here after this, so it won't be a long stream, but I have enjoyed talking with you, so I hope you didn't mind.
Thanks, man. No problem.
Yep. Now tomorrow we should be on the ball. We should be ready to go. Okay, let's just get our camera back. Joe's like, when are you going to start my quest book? I mean, it's the reason I made it. Okay, let me get rid of some of this extraneous text. And of course, as always, shout out to Carl Casey at White Bat Audio for the music. Check him out on YouTube. Okay, so we did have the elf because one of our friends joined at the last minute and got the elf involved. One told the elf. First light, 9 a.m. confirmed. All right. Way to go, Ribby. Instead of doing first light twice in a row. Well, I mean, maybe it'd be fine to get some testing in. I could look at it many different ways. Like, I'll just pick a different character. We'll do something totally different. But at the same time, like, based on my experience last year and just kind of what I imagine, a lot of those guys are just going to be like, no, there's no house rules. There's no variations. We're just playing Quest 1 with the default settings, and it's going to be exactly the same as last time. And that's all they're doing for the whole week. So, yeah, why would you do it? Because you know what was going to happen. You'd have to pretend you didn't, which I can do, but it's a little weird. But then you would get one person like JR who'd just be like, "Yep, we're using some crazy like play-tested rules, and I'm gonna talk about all these off-topic things in the middle of the game, and you're gonna have just a blast, but you're not gonna be prepared for the product that you're buying. It's gonna be something totally different." Although JR's rules, I noticed that the whole incapacitated thing appeared in Jungles of Deltarak. So whether we realized it or not, he was getting that stuff made canon. Okay. All right. So it looks like we got our 2 characters. So I'm gonna move the goblin 1, 2, and he's gonna attack. Something's wrong with the dice thing here. Let me fix that. Yeah, we're going to do plenty of editing on this one, that's for sure. Yeah, the last several days I've just been painting and printing and just not really paying as much attention as I should have to the stream. Yeah, it's all good, Ribby. We'll figure out a way. I mean, I've been telling other people who are from the HeroQuest fans Discord community, like, if you guys meet up with us and we've got an extra ticket, which we will, guaranteed we're going to have at least 2 extra tickets for events, we'll just give you a ticket. Like, I don't mind doing that. I mean, it's $10. Hey, it's goodwill. We're all friends, we can do that. So if you're short a ticket, you want to get in on the action, just meet up with us at the Avalon Hill booth on Thursday, especially Thursday and Friday. We'll try to get you hooked up. Absolutely, I'll give up tickets to whoever needs. That's Ribby. That's Ribby talking. He said to whoever. I said to. Well, I mean, if it's a matter of like having like nobody versus somebody, fill that slot. Get another hero involved. But if you're from the community, I'm gonna give you priority. Not that there's gonna be a big fight about it. Okay. All right. So this monster is gonna attack. All right, 2 skulls. Health defense. Oh, here we go. Yes, I like it. So ching, and a hit. Okay, now he's at 5. All right, looks like that's all Zargon's gonna do. So what do you say, elf and then wizard?
Okay, so elf will take a hit at the goblin, so we're using our longsword here.
Yeah, I like it. It's much more visual, much more interactive.
It's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
We just need the sound effects of the dice rolling. I think it does play the sound effects, but you may not be able to hear them because it's playing them through the browser.
No, I can't hear dice rolling. No.
Yeah. Well, you got them. Okay. Like now, you really do want to roll for movement, so you can see those shiny dice.
Anyway, yeah, let's do it anyway. So this is HQ move.
Yes, and then the number. Space number.
HQ move space 2.
Yep.
All right. So, yeah, we'll take a step inside.
So even when you get a terrible roll, it still looks pretty.
Yeah.
Hundreds of hours from now, we're gonna like, yeah. Okay, so you.
I don't think this room's been searched because there's been monsters in it ever since we arrived in here, I think. So I'll be searching that next turn, hopefully.
Yep.
And can the wizard...
By the way, this is Crypt of Perpetual Darkness Quest 2, known as Jailbreak.
Yeah, we're trying to find our associate who's trapped somewhere in here.
Yep, yep. A scribe who can hopefully translate that that map that the unfortunate gnome left behind to find that ancient dwarven.
Can I just check before I move my wizard? Can I just check? Just behind the wizard there, is that a closed door?
Indeed, it is.
Oh, also, I said I had everything up to date, and I think I do, but I just want to double check. My elf has used flashback, but I think that's all.
That's right. Yep. He still has the earth spells and hypnotic blaze.
Yep. Okay.
And the wizard has used Swift Wind, Ball of Flame, and Fire of Wrath. He has fire, water, and air.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Right, let's take a step back with the wizard and open the door.
And for those watching at home, this is where they started at the hideout, and they've moved their way this way. Okay, so you're going towards the door?
Yeah, let's do a step back and open the door. So that's one and open.
Okay. Door opens, revealing the room. All right, and inside you see a closed door, the other end, another closed door at the side, and some monsters. You see a goblin and an orc. When we played as kids, it was a requirement that you had to do the sound effects and the voices, so always comes back to me. Okay, and we'll see if those are elite monsters. Okay, goblin and orc. Nope, they're just normal. Just your normal everyday cannon fodder evil troops.
All right. Okay, so the wizard is going to let's drink one of our potions of strength.
Alright, he pounds that down like a champ.
Okay, I will step inside the room and hopefully there's not a trap there.
Alright, he steps gingerly on the square, putting his full weight on it, and wait for it. Nothing happens. Okay. Safe.
Okay, sigh of relief, and then we'll bop the orc with the wizard's staff. Now,
2 black.
Potion of strength. It's an extra 2. Is it I roll here?
Yeah, you're right. 2 black plus 2 white.
2 black, 2 white. Okay. Yeah, I'm just wanting an excuse to roll these dice on the board again.
Yeah, it's gonna feel so weird to sit down and just like roll physical dice again.
Yeah.
We haven't done it so long. I mean, to be fair, I played Hero Quest a few other times in between, but it's been a rarity, especially as a hero. All right, 2 skulls. Not bad, not bad at all. Okay, he'll roll his defense. Ooh, not so good. Got him.
Okay, this goblin can do his worst.
Right. Right, he attacks. 1 skull. Cha-ching! No damage. I do notice there is a slight delay between DD Dice and MentorBot, but still, it's not that bad. I'll take it as long as it works.
Yeah, it's good. The tempo's good, I think.
Yep. Okay. All right. Back to the heroes.
Okay, let's have the elf do a search for... Let's go treasure.
Okay. You search the room for treasure. Gem. Tucked into the toe of an old boot, you find a small gem worth 35 gold coins. In Glasgow, I believe you're on the list to get one of these boot tiles that I'm printing out, right?
Sorry, say that again?
So I'm for Gen Con, I haven't gotten them yet. I'm probably going to be picking them up tomorrow. But I printed out a tile that has the boot on it. And I've also got
cool.
a nothing treasure card.
Oh, brilliant. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, so I'll be happy to mail those to you in Scotland.
Oh, that's really kind of you. Thanks so much. I'd really treasure that. No pun intended.
He sent me nothing. A package full of nothing. I love it. Like, wow.
That's really good of you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. I'll have to get your address later, and
no problem. No problem.
Yeah. Okay, so we get an extra 35 gold to the elf's coffers.
Okay, so I think that takes me to 570 if my numbers are right.
Yes.
Okay, I suppose I best come round and show some solidarity with the wizard. So the elf's going to roll for movement. Oh no, I need to do HQ move. Yeah.
Yeah, if you roll the old way, you don't get the fancy dice. 6.
Okay, so we'll just move as far as we can round towards the wizard.
Okay.
Okay, and the wizard for his part is going to do just a regular attack with the staff against the goblin. Let's, however... Shall we move first? Yeah, let's move first. Let's have the wizard first of all take one step to the corner of the room. Yeah, and now we'll attack the goblin.
Alright. It's 2 black.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
It's overwhelmed his defenses.
The Barbizard.
Yep. If it were Space Crusade, you beat his armor.
Right, cool. Okay, so that's Zargon.
Alright. Zargon draws a card. Alright, one of you trips over a loose stone and breaks one of your potions. It's like after a while, just killing the heroes doesn't bother them. It's losing potions that really upsets them. Really causes them emotional damage. So, okay, we'll just flip a coin, as it were. I think I can do this. Okay, 1. So the elf loses a random potion. Let's see what he's got. He's got quite a few. Let's do them in order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2. Okay.
Yeah, I think I have 11 potions. Oh, awesome, I've got some support. Jacer's arrived.
Alright, so you need to cross off one of your magic resistance against damage potions.
Okay.
So you're down to one of those now. Jacer! And I see I need a new piece of tape on that camera. We call it magic tape. I think you guys call it cello tape over there. 1 second.
Sellotape, yeah, sure.
Jacer, we stalled as long as we could.
Sorry,
That's
I
all right.
didn't get a chance to get off any early today, so this is my normal time that I would be home.
Yeah, that's all right. It's funny because like if I want to get American players today, it's best to do later. But then if I want to get European players, I got to go earlier. So spare no expense. I watched the original Westworld movie the other day for the first time, and they used the spared no expense line in that one too. Of course, it's based on Michael Crichton's work before Jurassic Park. Yul Brynner is in.
Yeah, I remember the original Westworld film. Yeah,
it's pretty entertaining.
I remember my dad showing me and my brother that film. We were kids. It was. I mean, I think it was. It must be well before our time though, but it was good. I liked it.
Yeah, I think it's 19. It was either 72 or 73. I forget.
Yeah, so it's a good decade before my time, but I remember my dad saying, "You'll like this," and we did. We both enjoyed it.
Yep. Okay. So, Jacer, who do you want to take control of? If you're ready to join us, of course.
I'm not sure.
So this is a Crypt of Perpetual Darkness. We had a knight. We had, let's see, who all did we have? We had a knight.
Barbarian, druid.
I'll stick with the knight.
Dwarf. Well, let's see. Yeah, I think, we could have you be the knight.
All right, and yeah.
Okay, I think we're back now. Okay, and then the knight, I believe, was right here.
Yeah, I think I have notes for the knight, the dwarf, a rogue, a barbarian, and an early alchemist, and I think that's it for this group anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, didn't we also have the druid last week?
Yeah,
I didn't write down anything for that one yet. I said it's only been ones that I've had to write down or track at one point or another.
I thought about painting this brown just for that, but then I thought, no, I spent a lot of time painting this one. I know. It's just, it's not actually just one color. That actually has a couple of different washes on it.
Yeah, that's too beautiful as it is to paint.
Thanks. But it kind of looks like he has a little ice cream cone. Anyway, yeah. Okay, so the knight is in the room. The goblin is no longer living. It has been searched for treasure one time.
All right, actually, I might have the druid. Dagger, spear, healing +2, magic resist, healing +4, shapeshift, life force, pixie, and a mouse.
Yeah, pixie, aka combat Tinkerbell. Okay.
So I can do the knight and the druid, if that's up to date.
Yeah, I'll double check in a second here. I'm just looking for the right icon. Yeah, we still don't have the proper icon for the druid. We're still using the mythic one. Or no, I whipped one up here. Let's see if I actually put it in the right place, though. There we go. So that character at the bottom there that you see, that is the druid, and the druid is in shape-shifted form right now. So what looks like a polar warbear is actually the druid. And yes, let's see. Druid has healing +4, healing +2, 0 gold, magic resistance against damage, dagger, and spear. Shapeshift is in process. Life Force and Pixie have not been used yet. And the mouse known as Chatty McCheese has escaped to safety. Okay, so I guess hero order, so it'd be, you finished your turn there with the elf already though, Glasgow, right? You moved the elf where you wanted? Glasgow?
Yes, absolutely. I'm finished.
Okay. All right. It's the knight. So go for it, Jacer. And if you're trying to roll for movement, we have a new command from Ribby. It's !HQ move, space, and then a number. So if you're going to roll 1 die, it's 1, 2 die, 2. And if you add blue to it, it'll do blue dice instead of red dice. So that's the latest thing. Yes, it's connected with DD Dice, but you don't have to have DD Dice open for it to work. It actually sends the commands directly. So it's pretty sweet. But yeah, the knight has 6 body points, druid has 5. This time. Oh yeah, knight has 3 holy water, 700 gold, wolfsbane potion, magic resistance against damage, airwalk, healing +4, magic resistance against all, 2 1d6 healings, potion of battle, potion of dexterity. And he is loaded as far as weapons go. Fortune's longsword, which has been used in the special way already. Ice Queen spear, whip, crossbow. He's wearing plate mail at no penalty. Spike shield, helmet, toolkit. He has a ring of warmth, warhorn of command, and a bandolier which he can't use. And he's got all 3 of his skills: Knight Challenge, Stalwart, and Shield Block. And he is a champion, the druid is not.
Where's the knight at?
Knight is right here.
Alright.
In the center room there.
And the druid's the shape-shifted polar bear.
Yep. You keep getting the urge to attack him, but don't do it.
Alright.
There's the...
Alright, so I had 600 gold, and the thing took 100 of my gold, so I guess I'll go to the corner wherever he died last and pick up that 100, so that'll bring me up to the 700 that you just said.
Alright, cha-ching! Back to 700 gold. Yeah, the thieving goblin. Alright, so that was a free action. You still have an action.
So do a search for treasure.
Alright, you search for treasure. I should probably check and see if you guys have a bonus treasure search. I'm pretty sure you have at least one, but this is a regular search.
Yes.
Okay. Jewels! You find a small wooden box that is simple looking and very old. Within, you discover it is lined with velvet and contains very small jewels worth 50 gold coins. So he found quite a bit. He recovered the gold that he had lost and got a little extra. Like Lieutenant Frank Drebin when he was trying to bribe the guy in Naked Gun. Great movie. Okay. Okay. Next, the wizard. The alchemical sage. Got a 7, just because it's so cool to roll those dice.
I mean, maybe as a one-off, I would skip my turn and go to the druid because I sort of had my elf and then wizard and then Jace come in.
Sure, whatever you want. Okay, so the wizard's not going to do anything?
Well, I was rolling for movement for the knight.
Oh, you were doing
Because
that. Okay.
all I did was search for treasure.
Oh, fair enough.
Really?
Sorry. Yeah. I used to do that to you. Be like, nope, you can't do anything else. Okay. All right. So you got a 7.
I want to just head towards the elf.
Okay. So you made it out into the hallway.
All right. And that's pretty much good. And how much was it? 50 on the jewels?
Yeah. So you should be at 750.
All right. Yeah. All right. So that's good for the night then. Yeah. All right. So that's good for the night then.
Okay. All right. Now the wizard.
Okay, so let's just skip the wizard this turn. We'll get the druid a turn because I've had my round.
Okay. Now, in the shapeshift form, the druid has 1 extra attack and 1 extra defend. But as soon as he takes damage, he'll go back to normal. Now, he can regain that spell whenever his body points are restored to maximum, which is 6. So there's that.
All right. I guess the druid will do the bonus search.
Okay. And I believe they clarified that the way they intended to go is ranged attack is not boosted by the spell. Okay. Potion of Strength. Small purple flask, giving you 2 extra attack dice the next time you attack. Let's use it.
All right, we'll have the druid step out of there, and that hallway search for secret doors.
I don't even remember.
All right, I guess have him stand next to the knight and to the right, and do a search for secret doors.
No secret doors detected in the corridor.
Alright, that'll end my turn then.
Alright, Zargon. I like it. Alright, I'm going to play this card immediately. Ambush. So if a hero goes around a corner or walks through a doorway, place the quest wandering monster anywhere next to the hero and attacks immediately. As you're walking, a monster stalks you and attacks. It's an orc.
Can I use Knight's Challenge?
You could.
Alright, I want the knight to use Knight's Challenge, so it attacks him.
Thanks, Wardicon. Haha! The orc is like, what? He teleports over. Okay. I'll hit this guy then.
Yeah, maybe he's afraid of the big bear.
Yeah. Who's afraid of the big bad bear? Okay. Alright. So he attacks the knight instead. Just regular orc. 3 skulls. Came between the orc king and his prey. Yeah, appreciate the subscription, Wordicon. That's cool. Wait, he's rolling a black die for defense?
No, it should be a green one. so used to typing in white and black for.
At least we got to see some
Dice roll.
cool dice being rolled, though. Yeah, this is just normal defense, but he does get green with the shield. Just re-roll the whole thing. It's fine. It's got a lot of defense. Oh, it was worse this time. Ching. Okay, so 2 hits.
It was. All right, that's down to 4. Right. Yep, 4.
Yep. Our Knight's Challenge was used. I mean, at least it served its purpose, protecting his comrade there. Okay, that's my turn. Back to the heroes. Oh, well, yeah, I guess the generating the monster is its own. I don't get to move him again. Okay, so the elf. 6.
Okay, so can we have the elf continue to head round towards the wizard? And just because I can't remember if we have or we haven't, I'll search this corridor for, well, secret doors.
No secret doors detected in the corridor.
Okay.
Right. The Noble Knight.
I'm going to attack the orc. Two.
2 skulls. Yeah, you can thank Ribby for the new animation. There's this website called DD Dice, and we didn't use it before because we didn't have a practical way to use it without slowing everything down with people who use phones. So thanks to Ribby, we've got a connection with MentorBot. It sends the commands there and launches it. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Works pretty well. Okay, so we're gonna do defense, standard defense. Got him.
All right. Is the board clear of monsters?
For the moment, yes.
All right. I guess have the knight go behind the elf for movement.
Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
All right. Thank you.
Oh, I was hoping that was a bonus monster. So Wardicon got some equipment for a hero. Let's see what it was. He says for anyone. Thank you, Wardicon. A crossbow. Ooh, somebody gets a crossbow. Who wants a crossbow?
Can the druid use a crossbow when not in bear form?
Druid can use a crossbow in bear form. It's just not going to get any kind of attack bonus.
All right. I say druid then.
Yep. He's got opposable thumbs. More like a werebear than a full-fledged Bruin. That's how I imagine it. Okay. Pandas have opposable thumbs, right? Maybe he's related to a panda. Okay, so who's next? Wizard?
Wizard? Okay, so let's have the wizard go 3 to the west, 1 south, and we'll open the door.
Opening the door, revealing the room. All right, see a bunch of orcs. Sunshine, Marcos, Dabu. For all you Warcraft fans out there. Okay, let's see if they're elites or not. Left to right. Okay, we got one elite. Let's see. That's all you see in the room at the moment.
Okay, so far I've moved 4. I'm going to roll for movement now to see if I can move any further.
We'll count that. The dice sometimes get cockeyed in the thing, but it's 10. I gotta check.
All right, so I can move another 6, but there's no other doors in this room that I know of, at least. Okay, so can we move the wizard another 6? So let's go. Let's head back through the door we came in. And we'll back up 1 more square to the west, to the east, actually. Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
Yeah, orcs can move quite a bit. 8 squares. Okay.
And can I try a slingshot towards the blue orc?
Yeah, he's that good. So I just received some news about SueQuest, if anybody's following that. So apparently the announcement was that once the deliveries of the Spanish edition are finished, we'll proceed with the other 4 languages, English, French, German, and Italian. These editions in these 4 languages will be all be available simultaneously. But I'm pretty sure that's referring to people who pre-ordered it, not necessarily like anybody. But still, at least it's not a scam.
Cool.
And the other bit of news was that D&D fans are pissed because Hasbro is talking about going all digital. I don't know the details, context to that. The thing is, though, as fans, you can do what you want, and I think if you spread word of mouth and just like fight the good fight, keep the games alive the way you want to play them, that's the key. These corporations can just take a flying leap, at the end of the day, if they don't make what the fans want. Okay, so why is it not showing? Hold on, Discord just went away for some reason. Okay, so you got a skull. All right. Orc defends. At least you can still see the 3D dice. Oh. Knocked him out. Got him. Nice shot. A fine hit, as Treebeard would say.
All right, it's our druid.
All right. Wordicon says I'm staying with physical copies as kind as possible and won't support any all digital versions of this game. Yeah, for Hero Quest, I mean, you could say, man, you are playing digitally, Kurgan, 100% digital, but this is a physical board. This is real. These pieces are real. I mean, we've got this digital stuff to supplement what we're doing, but that's just because we're not physically together. If I was just playing this in an app, it'd be just a novelty, a one-off, you know, like Lurch Brick's HeroQuest game. That's for when you don't have the game and you're just messing around. This is the way to play it with people around the table. I mean, it would serve some people to have a fully digital version of the game to play, but really it's all simulating this experience. I mean, otherwise we'd just be using Tabletop Simulator. Like, really, when it comes down to it. That's my thought. So, plus, the thing is, if they charge you these, I mean, how much are those D&D books going to be, the digital books? I bet you they'll charge you the same price as if you're buying a physical book. You know? So, that's a topic for the Rantcast. I'll just keep it at that. Thanks, Wordicon. See, we're dipping into the realm of chaos, and we're starting to get more bad guy stuff. Yes, I like it. Thank you. Threat level increases. Okay. All right. So what were we doing? I kind of lost track of what I was doing there. Whose turn?
So we're on to the druid's turn now.
All right. Jacer, what do you think? I forgot to ask, how much longer do you think you guys can go? Or do you want to go?
Yeah, I'm easy. I've got forever.
Oh, shucks.
Yeah, I've got at least an hour, if not more. And I got a 7 for movement. So I guess move the druid 7 closer to the orcs.
Okay, just ignore that Anglo VLR. Actually, can we get did somebody ban him already? I didn't see that. And so we can get his ban and block. For some reason, I can't get into my own Twitch. That's weird. Sorry. Say again, Jacer. Distracted.
Move the druid 7 closer to the orcs.
All right, lumbering along.
And I think this hallway has already been searched for everything.
Oh, I can still do it. There we go. That's the stuff. 1 second here. Yeah, don't fall for scams. We're going to earn our viewers and our views and our follows and subs. Okay. All right. Okay, so the druid did his thing. Back to me.
Yep.
Me. Okay, so I can get the elite orc out the door. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Quite. Okay. I'm going to move this orc 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 here. And I'm going to move this elite orc to attack the wizard. Three skulls. Three hits.
Ouch.
Yep. So he's down to 1 body point. Okay, still my turn. Okay, I'm going to play Ambush. One monster appears suddenly out of nowhere to attack a hero. That hero cannot roll any defense dice against the first attack by the ambushing monster. Okay, so an orc jumps out of nowhere to attack the wizard. Two skulls. 2 damage. Okay. Wizard's down.
Okay, so let's use our +4 healing.
All right. Okay, so he's fully healed. Oops. +4 healing's used up. And lower the threat. I've still got another card to play. Creeping Darkness. No hero or mercenary may cast spells or use spell scrolls during the next round. Strange Darkness prevents you from using magic. Now, I'm not going to say that it douses the ability that shapeshift that's already in place. It's just no new spells, we'll say. Mordecon says, "Are you stoked about playing First Light at Gen Con?" I'm a little bit ambivalent about First Light. For me, it's more just reporting on it. On the other hand, it's still HeroQuest. It's still a chance to play with other people, so I'm excited about that. And it'll be interesting to see what the new content is. I have a feeling, though, they're just going to show us the one quest, and that's going to be it. So we're hoping to be like Happy Fridays was with the Jungles of Deltarak and just be like looking at every page, taking pictures of every page. So that's my thought. Ribby's going to be there. I'm not sure. Glasgow. I didn't hear you say you were going, or Jacer. It's probably
Gen Con.
Gen Con, yeah.
Yeah, well, I did actually check out flights, but it was just far too expensive. So, yeah, I'm not going.
We would have bought you all the beer you wanted. But yeah, it is. Yeah, traveling across the globe to. I mean, you've got your own conventions. I mean,
Yeah, I was going to have to connect in either New York, Philly, or London. And the flight time was ridiculous, and the cost was ridiculous too. So, yeah.
And even if you had gotten here, you still would have been rolling threes, and it's like, dang it, I came all this way. This is the best I got. Well, we'll still try to hook you up with some swag later. Don't worry. Okay.
Thank you. That's really good of you. Thank you.
Ribby is definitely stoked. Yep. Like Joe Manganiello had to do to get his thing released. He's been like sweet talking his way into getting those tickets changed. So hopefully we are all set. His powers of persuasion. Manganiello. Okay. All right, that's Zargon's turn. Back to the heroes.
Okay, so can the elf arm the longbow, and we'll fire at that orc directly ahead?
Yes. Yes, indeed. 2 skulls. All right, orc attempts to defend. Got him. I'm just hoping that the Avalon Hill people are just as open and friendly and inviting as they were last year. But I'm prepared for the fact that they have different leadership now, so we don't know. And I'm not going to put the blame on Doug or Patrick or any of those guys because they still gotta, do their jobs. So, but hopefully they're given the same freedom to connect with us. We'll do the best we can with what we've got. Yeah, go ahead. You were saying?
I'm just going to back up 2 places with the elf, so go in between the knight and the druid. Okay, let's go to the knight.
Brave Sir Jace.
Do crossbow straight at the orc. Let's see, elite orc.
Yep.
2.
Got him. Nailed him.
Right. I'll move the knight 2 spaces to the right. And pass off to the wizard.
Okay, I'll bop this orc with my stick.
All right. Commence bopping. Bopped him.
And can we move back into the yellow room to the south? We'll go. Let's just go in three squares. So we'll go. Yeah, 1, 2, and then 1 more south. And we'll end the wizard's turn there.
All right, druid.
We'll bring the druid in behind the in that yellow room, and do a search for traps.
No traps detected.
All right, I'll end my turn. Back to Zargon.
Okay. All right. Back to the heroes. Elf.
All right, can we bring the elf into the room and head down to the south door? Okay, and we'll open up.
All right. Revealing what lies beneath. Behind. All right, you see an alchemist bench. And some orcs. All right, rolling for elites here. Left to right. Nope, just regular orcs. Well, what will you do?
Okay, so I'm not sure how far I've moved, but I suspect I've moved too far to go any further. Let's give it a shot though. Let's roll for movement.
Snake eyes.
All right. So let's just stick with the longbow, and we'll fire at the yellow shirt.
Okay. Skull.
One score.
All right, orc defends. Ching. No damage.
Okay, on to the knight.
I'm gonna roll for movement. $11. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's move the knight 2 spaces south of the elf, please. And I'll give that orc to my left attack Fortune's longsword.
Got him.
All right, and pass the turn to the wizard.
Thanks, Wardicon.
Okay, can the wizard move 3 squares to the west into the checkered room? And let's do a search for secret doors.
No secret doors detected.
All right, the druid.
Eleven. Scale of the dice is pretty close. Depends on what size of dice you're using, but remake size. All right, what's the druid gonna do?
All right, move 7 to the right of the knight and attack the orc.
All right, what weapon are you using?
Yes, the spear.
Okay. So it's 3.
It's a miss.
Too bad you weren't a bad guy. Okay, my turn. I like to take that warbear down a notch, so I'm going to attack. Well, actually, I'll move, then attack. Nope. What am I saying? We'll attack first. Two skulls. Druid doesn't have any armor, so you're just defending with, well, with the spell, so 3. Right? Ching, and a hit.
Can I have the knight use shield block?
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
So no damage. It's well done. So keeps the power going. So shield block is used. Let's pause the music so that we can actually hear it here. There we go. Okay, now I'm gonna move. But you've got a spear, it doesn't matter, does it? Seven. Okay.
I'd be worried more about the elf's longbow.
Yeah. Any way he looks at it, he's in trouble. Okay. Heroes. Starting with the elf.
Okay, do I have line of sight?
Sandswift says I'm not accumulating any rewards. Anyone else having the same issue? That is strange. You're supposed to get them every 10 minutes. I mean, I don't know. You could try leaving and coming back. I don't know if it's because I restarted the stream that one time, but I mean, we've been running for quite some time. To update the app or something. Yeah, I don't know. Blame Twitch. Sorry about that. Sorry, Glasgow, you were saying?
Yeah, just checking I have line of sight.
Yes. I'm going to say yes, you do. He's just...
All right, great. So let's take a shot with the longbow.
Ribby's getting him. Okay.
2 skulls.
2 skulls, yeah. Even though DD dice makes them look like they're cockeyed, they're not. Okay. Got him. Always comes back to Warcraft. Orcs and humans.
Okay, let's come into the room as well. We'll just move 2 squares in. We'll go 1 south, 1 west, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
Ruby says,
thank you. We'll pass to the knight.
Ruby says DD Dice needs to improve their physics algorithm just a bit to prevent that. Yeah. I mean, cockeyed dice do happen in real life, but not like in the middle of the board. Unless you're using an uneven surface. Or your dice are like incredibly warped or something.
Do a search for traps.
Okay. You search for traps in the room and find nothing.
I think 2 steps north.
That's what I need. I need the image of Joe Manganiello shrugging his shoulders for when you find nothing. Idea for a future one. Okay, sorry, where are you going?
2 steps north with the knight.
Okay. I don't know what's going on with this, but let me try to fix it. Okay, that looks better. All right, wizard. Alchemist.
Can we go 2 east, 4...
Wise man of the West.
Let's go 2 east, 4 south. And can we do our alchemist bench speciality search?
Absolutely. Alright, you rummage through the various bottles and papers and doodads. You find a potion of magic resistance. For fire, specifically. For fire resistance. Not only that, you find some other things. You're going through the drawers, checking behind things, places that you know where to look for hidden things, and you find a couple of other things. You find 2 potions of healing, each which restore up to 4 lost body points.
Okay, can I immediately give one of those to the druid?
Yes. Okay, so healing plus 4 for the wizard and 1 for the druid. So the druid now has 2 of them. Okay, well done.
Have the druid search for secret doors.
Okay, you search for secret doors in the room and find nothing.
I guess the druid will go 8 spaces into the hallway. And I'll end my turn there.
Okay. Well, guys, I've enjoyed this. I've enjoyed our time together, but I feel like I really need to get out there and pick up some things and do more Gen Con prep stuff. I gotta get my vehicle looked at before I drive all those miles. I gotta pick up a package. Good game. But before we go, can I show you some of the stuff I printed out? Okay, so I got these. These are from Board Games Maker, not sponsored. So there's our docking claw. As you can see, I couldn't print out the whole thing on one card because they only have standard sizes, but they're pretty good quality.
They look great. The quality looks brilliant.
And they're very thick too, because one problem I had with Space Crusade, I love the game, but the boards warp because they're big, but they're too thin. And then the little tokens are hard for me to pick up. Like, I've got to grow my fingernails out purposely so I can actually pick them up off the table. I have such a hard time grasping them. So yeah, part of that's this. So I got these docking claws, got some of these, and then check these out. These are custom. And yes, I got the German edition just so I could translate it into English. So we've got marching pace, we got GSG fighters with lasers, kilovolt axe, mini laser, servo gauntlet, KO sword, power laser. So this would have been like heavy bolter, power glove, power sword, power axe, bolter. Oh yeah, I mean, eventually all things succumb to entropy, but at least it'll last a little bit longer. Zero time cannon, which originally I mistranslated as no time cannon. Yeah, assault cannon. GSG fighters would be Space Marines, of course. Hollow launcher would be the missile launcher. Black hole blaster would be the plasma gun. And of course, the bolter is the laser. GSG musketeer would be the Imperial fists. And actually, I changed the color so it would match the unit color. Same thing here.
Cool.
We've got GSG tiger, which would be Blood Angels. And then GSG 19 is the Ultramarines. So yeah, and then I did this for the orcs. This is actually taken from White Dwarf magazine. Many people have seen this. So you got the orc weapons. Now these do not exactly correspond to the miniatures I've got, but I wanted to put it on a card just because this was like the magazine's way of saying here's extra content for the orcs.
Right. I've never seen that before.
Yep. Well, I guess I did it like this. So you go, oh, I'll just turn it over, and then you get some like text about the orcs taken from that magazine article. 40k orcs. And yes, in case people are wondering, I actually do own the real thing. So for comparison's sake, this is the original docking claw, what it really looks like compared to these print-offs. See, I couldn't get it the exact right size. I mean, a lot of the stuff I could have just printed it and then, you know, glue it to some chipboard and cut it out, which I'm going to end up doing that anyway for a few pieces. Because you can do that on Board Games Maker, but it's just going to cost you a fortune unless you're printing out lots of copies. And of course, I'm not trying to pirate anything. I'm just trying to make a cool set for myself. So here's the what the originals look like. Classic originals. So you can see it's a little bit smaller. It's got a little bit more of a border around it. But that's your original Space Crusade. There's Space Crusade and then there's Stark West. Same game, some lore changes. But I took the German version and translated it into English and then printed it. And then, this is the part I'm really excited about, the tiles. So I got the tile sheet. It's unpunched, guys. Well, I mean, you know. But they're like
cool.
1-inch size, and these are much easier to grip because look how thick they are. So I got the blip tokens. Game Mordecon. Yeah, thanks for joining. So these
And
are
the goblins, the goblin analogies, they're Gretchen, is that right? That's the right name?
yep, Gretchens.
The
Yeah.
Gretchen.
In different languages, I think they're called grots. In something else, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, space goblins. They're doing the capering dance there. I love it. The space orcs, spelled with a K. Chaos Space Marines, which I don't actually have any proxies for those, so I'm going to take my originals. I'm really leery about that, but the ones I've got are actually kind of beat up, so I'm thinking, well, I don't want them to get broken or lost, but still, I'm going to protect them. Androids, which later became Necrons, but at this time they were just androids. Dreadnought. See, doesn't that look like Ed 209 in the profile?
Completely.
Yep. And of course you had commanders for the bad guys and heavies. Yeah. And so these numbers represent the points they're worth if you kill them. Because it's all about competing for points in Space Crusade and StarQuest. And these are from the expansions. I didn't do much of the expansion stuff because I thought I just need to focus on just getting the regular stuff done first. But there was like, oh, you can, one of the blip turns over and, oh, and it's equipment, or it's just a dummy, it's a fake, or it's just nothing, just a radar ghost. But so there's that. And then I was a little less impressed with the round tokens. Like I didn't have as many round tokens, so I ended up doing them square. So I know it's not perfect, but you get these honor badges for winning. Normally it'd be a round. So that's 1, 3. Yeah, reverse side there should be 2 or 4, so you could keep track. So how well you did on the mission, you get more honors. And then you could cash those in to get upgrades. You could upgrade yourself, rank up, get the highest score, and if you, in the course of the campaign, if you got the highest score first, you win. But then the bad guys can also rank up. So we got these marks of chaos that they can get. And of course, these didn't need to be translated, but I wanted them because, like I said, I have a hard time picking them up off the frickin' table. So we got those.
I seem to remember there was some sort of plastic trays for holding information or tokens or something.
Yes, and I was like, I need to beg Ribby to 3D print me some scanners because, yeah, they're like candy trays, but I don't have one handy to grab. But yeah, it's like the little scanner that they would held in their hand is also on the table, and it has a tracker, which to me it didn't work very well. It was a nice idea, but it looks like this. So you would have a plastic slider to say, okay, I've got this many body points or life points for the commander, because your other guys only have 1, and this would be your point.
Yeah.
But like in the course of play, it slips down and it slides because it's at an angle. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Isn't the greatest. Still, cool idea. I mean, if I were 8 years old and I got it for Christmas, I would be just over the moon, thrilled. Yeah. So anyway, that's what I've got. I'm going to be picking up some more stuff later today and then tomorrow. So I should have some boards, some actual full-size boards. Except what I did was there's like 4 big boards that go together to make up the big Space Crusade board. And so I made it so that they were 1-inch squares and each one of them folds in half so they can be more portable.
Right. So you've got that custom made to be sort of foldable, a bit like the HeroQuest board, the new one.
Yeah, exactly. But they're still separated.
That's cool.
So you can still, because each mission has...
Maybe more like Talisman, because they're all square.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, 12 by 12 instead of 19 by 26.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
Yep.
Yeah, it was always a bit annoying when they kind of moved out of place. Because I seen they had little plastic sort of clips to hold them in, and you had the sort of 3D walls.
Yep. Yeah, I've packed most of that stuff up, but I could show you the miniatures that I've got so far. Heck, why don't I do that? If you
cool.
Indulge me.
Absolutely.
since you're not going to be there, Glasgow. So I got these containers to put stuff in. And yeah, people were saying, oh, I should teleport in some of these. This is from Warhammer 40k Fire Team, which is like
that looks awesome.
starter box
Necron.
for Kill Team. But yeah, very minimal painting on
Brilliant.
this guy, but still looks great, I think. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've got lots of these, way more than you would ever encounter in the game.
T101s.
Yep. Cyberdyne Systems Model 101. Living tissue over endoskeleton. Yep.
Yeah, those Necrons look great.
Thanks. And these orcs, they were like mostly painted when I got them, and I've painted them a little bit, but this is like from when I was first starting out, so I didn't quite know as much then. They're kind of plain. I thought about painting them like the Blood Axe clan, where they have like the camo, but I just haven't had time. So, you know, they still look all right on the board. That's what they would look like with their shiny guns. Space orcs,
Space Orcs.
space pirates, lowest scum of the Yellow Sun. Yep. So we got lots of those guys. Oh yeah, these came with the Necrons. I don't know if I'd use them, but then I was thinking these could be like spawnlings, you know? We've got some rules for that.
Oh yeah.
You know? Attach themselves.
So was there some sort of is this the Mandela effect? Was there some sort of a faction sort of convention in Space Crusade? Like I associated the androids with the dreadnoughts, and then you had the orcs and the Gretchen.
Yeah.
Was that,
In a sense.
Just the color of the miniatures, maybe.
Yeah. Well, they're it's very much like Hero Quest. I mean, the plastic colors. Yeah, the dreadnoughts and the androids were gray, but see, these reinforcement tokens had this image, and it would either be an android or a dreadnought. So in that sense, and then the chaos guys were all together. They were dark purple, and then the Gretchens and the orcs were all green. So yeah, it's never explicitly stated, but you could pretty much draw that conclusion. They all work together as warp monsters or aliens, whatever you want to call them. Okay, so I've also got these little guys. These are Gretchens, modern Gretchens. But I had a blast painting these guys. It's a lot of fun. Like little pirates. I might give them shiny guns, but again, time is just not on my side when it comes to this stuff. So they're very small. I've only got 10 of them. I don't have 14 of them. But we got the bomb thrower guy in his white t-shirt. I thought about giving them golden guns. It's like, these are the fodder, the cannon fodder guys, and yet they've got... But they're not dancing. That's the part. It's like, they should be like...
Yeah, they look much more menacing than the originals, I have to say.
Yeah. The Gremlins 2, the new batch. And of course, they're a motley crew of different outfits and things. And they have swappable heads, so I couldn't bring myself to actually super glue the heads on. You can pop the heads off and switch them. And actually, I thought of this kind of interesting idea. I've just fallen in love with sticky tack. So I have all this sticky tack, and it's like, oh, you could collect the heads of the monsters you kill, like stick it to the base. So you have these kind of grotesque, but that's where my mind was going at that time.
Yeah, that's very space barbarian.
So I've got lots of colors of sticky tack or blue tack, whatever you want to call it. So I've got stuff to match.
Yeah, cool.
These are the Chaos Space Marines. And again, I'm very leery about bringing these, but they were painted, I should say, painted beautifully by the person I bought them from, or maybe the person before that.
So these are the original molds.
Yep. They have never made, in my opinion, Chaos Space Marines that look as good as these guys. These guys are just amazing. And
They're great sculpts.
even though I didn't grow up with the game, this feels just iconic somehow. Like this is what they're supposed to look like.
Yeah.
And
they're great, especially considering the time. They're great molds.
Yep. Kind of like they've been warped by alien influences. They almost like an H.R. Geiger kind of influence on their armor.
Yeah.
And their jetpacks or backpacks.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Whereas the
missile launcher
makes me think of Space Marines make me think of Darth Vader with their or like the Halo guys. So for Dreadnoughts, I actually have all these BattleTech miniatures I was using. The only problem is the size. I mean, this is a big bulky guy, but he only takes up 1 square, so he doesn't look quite as menacing as the official one. So I actually ordered a few new ones thinking, well, maybe they'll be big. But the trouble is, like, they give you these mechs. They're either, like, the size of a regular character or they're, like, the size of the whole table. Like, there's nothing in between. I want one that's just... So here's what I came up with. So Aliens, Colonial Marines, what's the game called? Oh, Another Glorious Day in the core. I've got a Queen Alien that takes up 4 squares.
Oh, nice.
Now, what would her powers be? I don't know. Because in the computer game, they called them Soul Suckers instead of Gene Stealers, and they looked like a cross between the Xenomorph and the Gene Stealer, and this was the Mother Sucker. Mm-hmm. So, rated.
So is this going to be like a Gene Stealer Queen or something?
Yeah. So, I mean, I could find a way to throw her into the game. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yep.
Yeah, that could be the big bad right there.
Yep. And I have... Now, these guys are really, really small and really spindly, and I feel like I'm going to have a repair kit on hand in case they break apart during play, but there's our Xenomorphs. So these would be like the Gene Stealer proxy for the game.
Gene Stealer. Yep.
So I tried to use
awesome.
Some of that color shifting paint. Give them kind of a wet, shimmery look. And for the dice, I was going to print some specially, but go to one of those dice companies that make custom dice for you, but it was either too expensive or the time was not going to work out. So I just took these like D&D dice and I just painted over, except for the ones that you actually roll. So it's not perfect.
Yeah, cool.
You get 1, 2, 3 on the red, and then 1 and 2 on the white. And then for the actual characters, there's a Blood Angel or GSG Tiger, whatever you want to call him. Ultramarine or GSG 19. And I kept the sticky tack because I wanted to be able to pose them, so you can, change the arms around, change the pose. Also, you can just take the arms off and add the weapons, because you got to be able to do that, right? So I've got power axes there. I haven't added any decals to the shoulders. I guess that'll come later. I've got a lot of these elbow joints. And there's the honor badges. Because there's so many weapons. There's the power fists. The gauntlet.
Yeah, the power fist. I had power glove in my head.
Yeah, the power glove from Nintendo. Yeah. These are actually for Space Marine Terminators. but I thought, well, this is the closest I could get to the assault cannon. They got this big
Mhm.
assembly on it. So let's see if I can do it live on camera here. So I popped his arm off. I popped the wrong arm off. Okay, so take that one off. Put like so. So it's not an expensive magnet, but it'll do the job.
Yeah, it's cool.
So yeah, I got one of each color. Yeah, so I don't recommend doing this because it's way more expensive than just buying the game. These are the combi weapons. These I got to keep an eye on because you got this tiny little gun which will clip onto the elbow that I showed you a second ago. But then you can also pop this right off and put like a different weapon on top. So this is the plasma gun.
Ah, right.
So it's like a plasma gun and a bolter in one. But then there's
Cool.
other options. There's like melta guns, and which aren't in the game, but I mean you could easily homebrew them in, and flamers and graviton guns. Oh yeah, here's the power swords. So we got those, one for each. So these are like commander weapons. I'm a pretty amateur painter, so if you're not impressed by these, I don't mind. Let's see, what else have I got? Oh yeah, I had to kind of like mix eras as well because some of this stuff, like you can't find it for certain types of Marines. Like they mix it all around. It's like in Space Crusade, they're supposed to be using Mark 7 armor, I think. I think it's called like Aquila or something. Like I learned all this stuff I didn't know before about the categories of things, but sometimes you just can't find it, so you gotta like get it from some other era. So here's the missile launchers. So they're humongous. It was hard to find one that was like a single arm, so it's like it's got a second arm that comes off, but
Yeah.
kind of makes sense.
Yeah, that's cool looking. Yeah.
And you either have to remove the backpack and put a different backpack that doesn't have one of those bulbs on the end, or you just have to like twist the backpack to the side so that it actually fits.
Mhm.
So yeah, and then with the commanders, I did something a little different. So they always fight without the helmet, right? I thought, well, they need at least a plastic bubble on top, so I just cut out some plastic to give them a little fishbowl helmet type thing. I don't know, just my personal preference. I know it's
Yeah,
not canon or whatever.
that looks good. That's also got quite good alien vibes to it as well.
Yeah, yeah, very much so. Yeah, you need the little plume of steam coming out the back. I like griping. See, there's his real helmet. It almost looks like he took the head of one of his lieutenants. It's like, oh, you forgot to salute. Sorry. It's like heresy to me. Right.
Now there was a power sword, but there was also a chain sword. And what is that? Are they different?
Well, just if you want them to be. The chain sword wasn't part of the original Space Crusade, but it did come with these guys. These guys came with chain swords, so I was just going to treat it as maybe it's a red and a white for up close melee combat. But they might just have a. I mean, if they just have a pistol or bare hands, or that's just too white. So, but I don't know. I think I'm gonna just make an arbitrary decision and say, yeah, the power sword is stronger than the chain sword. Because yeah, it's a chainsaw, but it's just a chainsaw. It's not a big energized blade of awesomeness that you're hitting the enemy with.
Yeah.
Yeah, because these fire team guys, they each had a chain sword and a bolt pistol, or a bolter, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you wanted to like have the fancy weapons, I went online and just got, different people were selling like different distributions of them. But yeah, I could have done 3D printing, but I just wanted to get the real thing. Didn't want to get thrown out of the convention hall. I've heard a lot of places they'll like weigh your figures to see like if they're real or not. I don't know how they. I mean,
Really?
I don't know if 3D printed plastic is really that much lighter than official plastic. If you're using metal, sure, but yeah, I don't know. Games Workshop is gets very upset about those kinds of things. They should just cash in and sell their own. Actually, haven't they? Didn't Games Workshop sell their own 3D printed stuff too? Or did it flop spectacularly?
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't really in the loop with all that kind of stuff.
I know Reaper has started selling their own 3D stuff, and I have no interest whatsoever in that. Hero Forge.
Yeah, I had a bad experience ordering something 3D printed, and I just never have again. Probably it's a lot better now, but I actually ordered some 3D printed. You'll maybe know what I'm talking about here. It was like the skeleton dwarfs from Keller's Keep.
Oh, cool.
And they looked great online. Of course, they looked brilliant. But they came in and they were a bit okay. You could still tell what they were, but it just wasn't the same.
No.
So
now
I've always just I've not been near them again.
Now, if you really want something that's well printed, get Ribby's Remarkable Rims. Those things are great. This is not a promo.
Those are great.
But it's our own. It's our own Ribby. Oh, playing the stupid ad.
Yeah, I'm going to have to get that sort of stuff for when my gaming group moves on to hiring mercenaries. We're not at that stage yet.
Okay, so there's what he sent me. So let's see. You kind of have to like work it in there to get it on. If you've got a resin printed character, you might want to be careful not to like break the base. But see, it fits on there real nice, and then you can have mercenaries match the color. It's kind of a cool.
That's like a power glove.
Yep. Did you say fits like a power glove? Oh yeah, and this was the Orc War Boss that came with the set.
Wow. Yikes.
Yeah, he's a big one. So I colored him up. He was pretty plain before, so he's got like a gold gun, and all the orcs collect teeth. Teeth. They use it as money, but I made sure that they were like gold. So it's like he collects those from other orcs. Because really, if you were playing as the orcs as a faction, you'd be fighting other orcs. So yeah, sure enough.
Yeah, that's cool. Is he single square as well?
No, he's a bit bigger. Looks like 4.
Yeah, he looks. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. But that is from Assault on Black Reach, which was from 2008, I believe, for Warhammer 40K. So yeah, my brother-in-law originally he wanted to get into 40K, and so like he and his friends like split the cost on a starter box, but they ended up not really doing much with it. I think they barely got through the painting phase. So they took all the Space Marines, he got the orcs, and then he eventually just gave it to me. And it was kind of partially done. They were basically primed, and they had some green on them. These are the Meltaguns. So these would clip on top of that bolter that I showed you for the combi weapon.
Yeah.
Well, this is taking a little longer than I thought, but it's been fun to kind of like look back and see, gee, I actually did do a lot. So these are pieces for the commander, so you could like trick him out differently. These helmets, I think, are Mark 6. They're a little different than I was looking for the exact ones that they had for the Mark 7s with the Darth Vader mouthpiece, but instead they've got this. I mean, they look pretty cool, but they don't look exactly like. On the table, you can't tell. Oh yeah, these are just regular bolters for each person, and some of them I try to give them some fancy flair, get some like pimp gun action going on for you video game players, you know what I'm talking about. And these are the flamers. Mission Dreadnought had some other new weapons, didn't they? But I'm less familiar with it. Like a
Was there grenade launchers? I seem to recall.
I want to say it was like conversion beam.
Oh yeah, that's right. Conversion beam. Yeah.
Melta or multi-melta. I can't remember which one it was. And then what's the other one called?
Yeah.
Fusion cannon. And then
could be.
The tarantula was like the turret gun. These are just other BattleTech miniatures that I had, but I mean, I just thought, well, maybe they're small dreadnoughts. I don't know, but they're only one square.
Yeah, so the one that's second to the left there reminds me of the grenade launcher, because I've got some Terminator Marines for Space Hulk that have these kind of grenade launchers kind of lodged above their armor. Yeah.
Yeah. You could homebrew that so easily. All you need is just
so in one hand they've got a kind of laser targeter in one hand, and those link up to the grenade launchers above.
Pa, pa. The 8-year-old me comes back.
Yeah, so cool.
Yep. Okay, well that's basically it. But I just wanted to show you what I had going.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Have you got good storage solution for taking it there?
Well, that's what I'm going to be working on. So I've got a whole bunch of these type containers, and I've got a big duffel bag to put them in. Security's probably going to stop me and say, "You got any guns or explosives or knives in there?" I'm like, "Yes, but they're miniature and they're made of plastic. They couldn't hurt anyone unless you're under 3 years of age to try to swallow them."
Yeah, you've got a bag full of guns. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, all right.
You got a bag full of it.
Oh, Bohemius. How long have you been there, my friend?
5 minutes.
Okay.
Just, curious.
Yeah.
I arrived late. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. Well, I was just showing the stuff that I'm going to be bringing to Gen Con. Yeah.
They're beautiful.
Yep. So.
What's your solution for the Dreadnought? You're gonna use the BattleTech?
Yeah, I mean, I'm don't quite have a satisfactory solution yet. I do have this Queen Alien that is the right size.
Yeah.
Maybe she could spit acid or launch small like facehuggers at them. I don't know. I'd come up with something. Tail swipe.
I don't know. What? How many days? How many days left?
Not many.
And then just thinking, if I can concoct something and send you something before you go.
Oh, see, I was talking about how generous people are. What do you have? Are you gonna send me like a fully painted?
I don't know. I can scratch build practically everything because I got a ton of original parts.
Oh wow.
Of different stuff. So yeah, I can do something because is an android, right? Should be like from the Necron faction. What are you gonna use as an android there? Are you gonna use Necron?
Yeah. I've got lots of these guys.
Necron, yes. Yeah. I can. Yep.
And they're
can take inspiration.
Disassemble for damage.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Well, I also for big characters, I do have this Orc War Boss.
Yes.
But I mean, I can't just like rip one of his arms off when he takes damage. Now for the for the Dreadnoughts, I have these guys. These are BattleTech.
Yeah, they're fine. They're good. They do their job.
A little small. Yeah, they'll do their job well. I can guarantee that. Always a pleasure to meet a Jedi. Yep. But I did at the last minute order a couple of slightly larger Dreadnoughts, hoping that maybe they would look better. And I thought, man, I could just like whip up a paint job on it really quick and bring it. But yeah, only. I'm leaving in 4 days, so.
4 days now. There's
next time. Yeah, it's like
next time. Well,
pimp my ride. It's like pimp my Space Crusade. Well, that's nice of you. I should have asked you long ago. Sorry about that.
Well, yeah, it's fine. Next time for sure.
Yeah,
'cause,
maybe we'll
I
just.
could have done it.
I'll just have to stand up from the table and say maybe the real Dreadnought was the friends we made along the way. You know.
Or I can prepare it and I send you a photo, so you can say, "Look, I forget this one home."
Just the photo is like moving. Oh no, it's an illusion.
You do
It's real enough for
create a
me.
sanity.
Yeah. It's like I have no time. I have zero time for that, soldier. What do you mean? Zero time. Oh, fire the zero time cannon. Yeah. Oh yeah. And did you see my Gretchen solution?
Awesome.
Yeah. So these guys will have to be like dancing as they go down the corridor. Yep. All right. Should be a good time. Yep. And Ribby is going to be bringing Orc Quest. So he's going to look like Oswald the Overladen carrying a giant thing on his back. I wish him well. Anything else you wanted to see, Bohemius? I wasn't sure how much of that you saw from before.
Oh no,
Rewind the tape.
I look. Yes, I'm going to watch later.
Yep. Yeah, we had some technical issues at the start, and we did not get started on time, but we spent plenty of time chatting. It was fun, reminiscing.
Great.
Great. Okay. Well, thanks for stopping by. We'll
Thank you.
go ahead and I didn't show you. These actually came in the box pre-painted,
Yes.
so I didn't want to take these with me, but hopefully they don't break.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the heavy chaos marine. Black looks so good, but it's hard to see in the light sometimes, the detail. And then for the dice, I just have these D&D dice that I just painted out the numbers I'm not using. So. Yeah, so you can see what we've got and you can improve it. Oh yeah, and then the extra heads and stuff can be like trophies. So
Yeah.
you can tack them to the...
What I can see, you're missing just the Dreadnought. So you got all the rest. Well, the Chaos Warrior.
Mhm.
But if you have Space Marine, I got a bag full of bits for Chaos Warrior. I could concoct something with that one too.
So yeah,
Okay.
all those sprues. Well, even the sprues themselves, you can cut those pieces and use them as chaos stuff.
Yeah.
Gretchen's Runt Herd was my Ulag
Yes.
and Grak. Oh yeah, the Runt Herd. He's an orc that has like a pet monster that he on a leash.
Yes.
I did not prepare him for this. Oh yeah, you know what? As long as you guys are here, I'll show you one last thing, and then I really got to get out of here. Oh cool. Yeah, I like it. One second. It's not done yet, but it'll give you an idea. I was inspired by Rogue Trader to make your own deodorant stick Gravitac vehicle. So I painted these in the colors and drilled some holes. So it's nowhere near done. But these little parts that I'm gluing on there, these are just like dollar store, like Final Faction, the Fraction figures. So you can like add various weapons and parts and things. I was gonna do like a chaos one that was purple, but this is the furthest one that I've got. So it's got the little auto cannons in the front, and it's got missile launchers, and these little fans can move, and that can move. So anyway, keep yourself smelling fresh and have some vehicle support for your Marines.
They got their own overhead tank.
Almost the same size. Yeah, that hole is not quite the right size, but it's freestanding. I don't have tarantulas, but I mean, this could be like a tarantula. You'd say, oh, it took damage. Oh no. Originally, I had a missile on here that I could slide off, but it fell off and fell into the tall grass, and I never found it again. So, but it's from the dollar store. So there you go. I'm actually going to make a stop there later today if I can, pick up some more pieces, because I've got to add the other pieces on there. But see, I've drilled some of the holes that I need. Yep, so it's been fun. So yeah, all right. Well, thanks for joining us in HeroQuest fans. A little unconventional stream today, but tomorrow it should be back to normal as much as possible. Data soon says looks great, thank you. Except no substitutes. I think even a thick board will warp eventually. Yes, it's like even the sharpest blade can rust. Yep. All right. Okay. Thanks everybody. We'll see if there's somebody we can raid.
Thanks for sharing. Good game.
Yeah, good game, everybody.
Take care, guys. Bye.
Bye. Zarga next time.
Bye. Thank you.
Good game. Good night.